game, costing them a whole lot in the beginning. So we'll see what happens as we get loaded up. We're about to head into picks and bans. We'll see with the Wolves on the blue side what they decide to take away first. It is the Hecarim away from Huni.
You say it right there. Complacency can come to bite you in the butt, but Fnatic, expect them to just straight up ban the Draven and
No
get rid of that. And it seems like one of the teams the least likely to get, complacent because they have that veteran leadership in Yellowstar, and then they also have that fantastic coach in Daylor, and just a whole heap of talent in their roster.
Yep, there is the Rumble ban as well, so the trend continues of trying to target ban the Huni.
So many bans.
But he still manages to find these picks. If they leave Echo open, the Rise is banned now. It could be first pick. Airwax prefers it, but still, let's see what Fnatic bans away. There's the Callista. So now Sivir becomes a very, very popular pick. Will they abandon Huni to having to delve even deeper into his champion pool, or will the Wolves let him have the Echo?
Who knows, honestly, but I just want to highlight yet again, it seems so common, but triple ban on Huni, take away one of his champions. Four champions challenged on Huni, and usually you see top laners have to dig deep here, but Huni, he could easily play...
But they get Sivir Alistar out of this.
Yeah, he could easily play Maokai, he could easily play Gnar later, and Fnatic opening with a, a signature draft of a team that likes to play, strategic type of gameplay. Early Sivir, just like we saw H2K do. Kasing would have maybe here went Thresh, but Yellowstar says, we'll do the job on Alistar. Later on, Reignover is likely to pick a tank. Both tier 1 junglers always stay up against Fnatic. This is one thing that always tends to happen. Even though you could pressure that jungle pool by banning one, forcing them to ban another, you can't because all your bans have to go to Huni. And then Reignover, in almost every single game, gets either Gragas or Rek'Sai.
And they'll do it again here. We've got both of them open. We know that Echo is actually more preferred for Airwax, so unless they want to switch things up and send it on Youngbuck, Reignover has his pick of the jungle. Yeah,
and I just pinged our stats guy and asked him just how many times have people banned out Huni? 21 in 8 games. 21 bans he's drawn personally in 8 games. That is incredible. I think that's unprecedented almost, and it's not like Fnatic is the Huni show, right? To have
anyone
every
really
single lane.
Do this.
But I wonder when people will start stopping to do that and try and target the different champion tool. Maybe hit Reignover, because he is the one that ties it all together for me. He's the glue for Fnatic.
But now it hasn't happened, and Copenhagen Wolves are going to grab the Morgana for Unlimited. Also, the Jace comes into play against Sorin. Managed to not do too much on it, I would say, but it was a rough game for the Wolves all around. Let's see what Fnatic want to do here.
They're setting up a bit of a poke composition on the Copenhagen Wolves. However, Fnatic already has the hard engage to stop that. Usually, this is where I see Reignover pick up the Rek'Sai. Seems to prefer that over the Gragas. He can tunnel in.
Doesn't have to right
He
now.
might want some hard engage. Yeah, he can wait too, but he did favor that Olaf yesterday.
Clearly, he's favoring it over that
with the Sivir.
Tier junglers. I can see why this is really useful, because Olaf can run at you really fast in this composition.
And he can just walk you through the poke as well, pop that Ragnar, get the wild go from Lulu, get the on the hunt from Reckless right there, and then become that one-man axe-throwing army. That's just keep snowballing though. Initially, Olaf is pretty squishy, even though he looks like the big menacing tank coming in, but you can definitely take him down quickly.
Still, you can't lock him down, and when he's low, he is a very, very threatening champion all around, and a lot of teams aren't used to playing against him. When Reignover brought it out in the spring split, it was quite unexpected. It led Fnatic, who at that time were very untested, to a huge series of victories. They also take the Lulu, so this is going to go over to Febin. It's possible it goes over to Huni. I suppose it's still that flex pick.
It is.
We don't really know at this point where Huni's going to go to, but
traditionally, given the style of Fnatic, it's incredibly likely that the Lulu will end up in the mid lane. Doesn't strike me as too much of a Huni champion. I'm sure he can play it.
Look at this.
It's better than
Wolves. There's no tank. They go for the Vlad. They take the Caitlyn for freeze.
Yeah.
It should be Vlad top.
So they have the part of a very, very strong poke siege come, right?
But if they get dove.
Caitlyn, yeah, just can't get dove. Caitlyn Jace is incredibly potent at taking down towers, so that's what we need to see. Early pressure in the lane. Caitlyn outranges Sivir. Might prompt the lane swap from Fnatic. Let's see if the Copenhagen Wolves can call that, because Vladimir in the lane swap doesn't do too well. So that's number one objective for Copenhagen Wolves. Match that lane. Caitlyn Morgana should be able to destroy Alistar Sivir. Double range advantage, CC advantage, and just more raw damage on that lane. So definitely, that's what the Copenhagen Wolves, they want this 2v2.
And for Fnatic, we put Febivin,
interesting,
Victor into his hands. That means we will have a Lulu top. So safe choice for Huni. He may take a backseat on the damage this game, but then again, as Ryu proved the other week, I still get big picks.
I like this draft from Copenhagen Wolves, except the Vladimir pick. Not too big of a fan. I feel like you're putting too many eggs in the scaling basket as well, and if you miss your lane swap...
Well, Gnar was up, Maokai was up. I mean, they could have...
Exactly.
They could have done that. In fact, Fnatic could have done Maokai for Huni, and that would have been an even better lockdown comp, in my opinion. But still, the Lulu's not a bad choice.
Yeah, Lulu works with the composition, on the hunt, speed up, get some shields out, buff up whoever gets caught. It's extra appeal for Victor. Victor has the issue that he's a very immobile mid laner.
In the day, but for now, saw a lot of Fnatic shirts in the crowd. They're definitely making some noise now as they prepare to meet the Copenhagen Wolves. Their 8th game in the split here. We're starting out onto the Rift.
Now, I really want to figure out what both of these teams are going to do level 1 to get the lanes they want. Copenhagen Wolves want Vladimir in a solo lane. Ideally have the jungler start on the weak side, or on the bottom lane side, get to level 3 to protect and shadow that young buck on Vladimir, keep him alive. And Fnatic, they want to lane swap.
They may indeed get it, but for now, fanned out around the map. Copenhagen Wolves are going to be going pretty deep here to try to get some vision. They might want to be trying to scout this lane swap, and Axe goes into Unlimited's face. They won't stop Copenhagen Wolves from pushing 5 members into this jungle. That's going to prompt the typical response from Fnatic. Let's go down to the bottom side and do the same thing to you.
Now, how well have these teams studied each other? Are there patterns in their lane swap behavior? Can you trick them into doing what you want? Copenhagen Wolves, are they just going to take this preemptive swap, stay here? I'm going to go bottom. Is Fnatic going to say, okay, who's predicting who? I just want to see how it turns out. I'm done trying to predict this.
A lot of wards out for Fnatic through that bottom jungle, but they also managed to get one around the Gromp, between the Gromp and blue, since Huni was able to move around and place that down before he backed. So they'll have a little bit more all-around vision.
The one thing though, if Fnatic chooses to stay bottom, they have the option to take a camp if they want, because Copenhagen Wolves are about to reveal themselves to a ward. So if the Copenhagen Wolves want to lane bot and get a camp, they will get spotted by a ward. This is Fnatic having good vision control right here. So now they can choose. Is it too late to swap? Yes, it is. We'll have to lane this.
Really like this. They knew exactly what was going on with Copenhagen Wolves. So with all of that,
well, they didn't. They had a good way of finding out, but they still got the wrong lanes.
Well, they had to guess beforehand, right? Yeah. So then they consign themselves to it, but still
they have the
know what they're up against before they go through. So let's see if that's going to be enough to get them through the laning phase. As the Gromp is started on Fnatic's side and the Krugs are started on Copenhagen Wolves' side, we take our places in ever normal lanes.
So Yellow Star started a heal on that Alistar, knowing he slows the Gromp down just a little bit, but he knows he's going to get pushed in anyways, so he doesn't need that combo on level 2. Look how they're not touching any creeps until the very last moment, because they know they're going to get pushed, so they want that to happen as quickly as they can. Freeze, extra shot on the minions, draw some aggro. This facilitates the push. This is 2 extra auto attacks that Freeze just wasted. Not in the sense that they didn't do any damage, but in the sense that they pushed quicker. Same here, Unlimited, you know, he's poking on the bot lane. Every time you auto attack within minion range, you draw aggro. So that's what Yellowstar's trying to do. He's just like, hit me in the face. Make my minions attack you, your minions attack my minions, we don't lose any creeps, and then we can farm on their tower. And now we have to see how well can Yellowstar and Reckless CS on their tower. And how well can Young Bucks CS on their tower.
Question for both of them right now. So Dark Binding goes a little bit wide. Rainover, though, is making his trip down bottom. Let's see if he stops for a side of crab first. No, actually, yeah. Okay, let's take it. Let's take 1, let's take 2. There we go. Get himself a little bit of early vision.
He has to be careful of the counter gank. So he can't set up for this gank here because he's smart enough to know that that will be warded. He knew where Airwax started as well. He started on the Gromp, so he knows exactly what pattern of jungle Airwax is in, and he might actually go find him.
Oh, he might. There's the ward down. Airwax is low. He's got to back away from this Raptor now. It's going towards him on the aggro, turns its attention to Rainover, should be able to pick that one up, but Airwax jumps in, gets it, secure it, there we go, the axe slows him down. Rainover's ghosting in, Parallel Convergence coming down, and he throws it in. One more, there's the shield, Airwax stays alive, but it was a close miss.
Expensive Raptor. Yeah. And now we can go back to bottom. He finds the jungle first. Instead of running the risk of getting counter ganked, he takes out threat number 1, which is jungle, and he can now dive behind that bot lane. He'll start going for the minion attacks, he wants a Q flash.
Unlimited is there, he gets chunked out a little bit. There goes the Dark Binding, and Rainover takes a lot of damage in return. He'll have to back away, but that does buy Reckless and Yellowstar some time on the minions as Huni.
It gives them breathing room. Exactly what they need. They got pushed to the tower. Look at the CS differential on the bottom lane. 10 CS down on Reckless. So this is why we wanted to see that lane swap come out. Because Youngbuck, he's even and still has his teleport against Huni. So he's going okay. If he would have gotten lane swapped upon, he would have been really far behind, and we would see a reiteration of yesterday, because Vladimir doesn't have that utility that Lulu brings to the table. Lulu from behind with Wild Glorf is still fine.
So Fnatic's okay with this, but again, it's not the ideal start for them. So they really weren't able to make as much done since it took a while for the Wolves to really reveal themselves. Reckless spell shields, the Dark Binding from Unlimited. But now he's starting to catch up. He's still 10 CS down, though, as you mentioned. We'll take a look at this mid lane. Soren and Febivin, it's been pretty much dead on even. As you said earlier, Febivin is on a very immobile
signature gank from,
there we go.
From Echo. I've seen this before. Parallel Conversion. Phase dive 1.
To Febivin, he's going to have to flash it.
He respects it. Yesterday we saw people hesitate, see the parallel conversions come out, and then dive to that gank. Almost seems better for mid laners to ward your own Raptor camp against an Echo these days. Because this is the 3rd time in 3 jungle Echo games that we've seen this. I think we've seen Svenskern do it as well. Hide in the Raptors, parallel conversions, wait 2 seconds, phase dive dash over the wall, and then try and land that auto attack, extended auto attack gap closer on the mid lane. Very good against immobile mid laners.
He's getting a lot of practice on this jungle echo as well. Now he's found Huni.
He's Rainover
with the convergence. Rainover's there for the defense, but still nothing doing for Fnatic. They're not really able to find an answer to him just yet. He's a little low on mana, so Airwax won't be able to make any more shenanigans happen for just a minute, but still, he's perfectly fine. Take stock of the two junglers, though, too. What are they both doing right now? They're both trying to get respective lanes ahead. It seems to be working fairly well for both of them.
They're just the insurance policy for every one of their laners right now. And Copenhagen Wolves, they can be very happy with this start. Look at Youngbuck. Yesterday he was down in the biggest CS at 10 differential that we've seen so far in the split. Now he's actually just 4 CS down against Huni. Against Huni, you might as well call that a lead.
We've still got 4 more minutes to go before we figure that one out, but I don't see that changing anytime soon, you're right. So, meanwhile, Freeze and Unlimited are still keeping that lead over Reckless and Yellowstar. That CS differential to 11. It hasn't grown by much, but look at this. Rainover's coming down again. Is he going to get spotted? There is a ward in that brush.
It's so hard to gank this lane, because Yellowstar has to, he has to telegraph the move. That's what it means, you know, that distance is too big.
They're still going for it, though.
Freeze.
He is very low. Do they have enough to take him down, forcing the Summoner Hill? Reckless checks very deep into this one. They don't quite have it. So that will mean that they're just going to have to settle for getting a little bit more pressure.
Yeah, if you're outside of combo range, usually, yes, you can do minion taxi, which is W to the minion, and then Q flash forward to close the gap, but you always have that black shield. And the second Yellowstar dashes to the minion, Unlimited knows what's coming. He doesn't have to react to it. He can just predict it. Like, why would Yellowstar dash to the minion? Of course he's going to Q flash. Black shield preemptively. He dodged the Olaf. Good reaction from Copenhagen Wolves. However, this losing matchup is only down still to 10 CS that it was earlier.
And you kind of expect this. You have to take the 2v2.
Mostly due to the pressure from Rainover, though. Usually, Rainover uses his pressure to get Fnatic ahead.
Freeze is really low hanging around here, though. This is dangerous.
And now he used the pressure to stop them from getting behind. But Freeze, he did drop low, but Unlimited, he can just put the pool in the brush right here. I imagine that's what he's going to do. See if his gold ticks. Right. Or the binding just disappears. It means you hit an angry cow.
All the more angrier. So for the time being, Reckless will have a little bit more breathing room. While the first back happens for Freeze, he picks up his BF sword. Easy peasy.
He's fine backing on that amount of money. So even though he got chunked out, he has the ideal base timing for a Caitlyn. So
he had a bit left over too.
Enough talk about the bot lane.
Let's move it around though, because Huni's been pretty much back and forth a little bit with Youngbuck. There's been some help from Airwax in that department as he's hanging around to the top, helping Soren get his due. And Soren has actually kept pretty even pace with Feb in here. I want to see what happens in this Victor and, of course, Jace matchup. It's a lore battle, really.
Not too much informed about the lore. What I do know is that usually when you look at scaling compositions, like the one from Wolves, you would say even is ahead. Because if you stay even in the early to mid game, that means you'll eventually get ahead in the late game. But also, usually when you look at Sivir compositions, even is also ahead because you just want to wait till level 6, group on an objective, try to take that down. I want to see Fnatic secure a tower or a dragon soon before Copenhagen Wolves scale too much.
Yeah, so for the Wolves, yes, they kept the Sivir down. That doesn't really mean as much as you just said. If they go ahead and get an early dragon, that'll get them rolling, but I feel like Fnatic is a team that's not going to easily give this up. The Crab is already taken down. They'll have that vision available if there is a movement by the Wolves, but they seem more content in just letting the lane phase play out for the time being.
No, in terms of dragon pressure, right now it's the Wolves that have to stop Fnatic from getting it. Wolves are still scaling right now. They still want to get into late game with that poke on Jace, with that Vladimir. They just want to prevent Fnatic from getting that early dragon. If they can stall it into like 12, 13 minutes, that slows down the third potential dragon to a very comfortable timing. Yet again, we see that range advantage right here. Reckless has to farm into two champions with bigger range than him. And they have the Black Shield to counteract the very obvious combo that Yellowstar will have to do. I heal for a lot there, so I imagine, yeah, just take a look here. Yellowstar has 3 points into that heal, so less teamfight value. You know, no up value in Pulverize, no more, like, less cooldown on headbutt, so everything into the heal just to survive that lane.
Meanwhile, Soren has actually developed himself a little bit of a lead here. Let's take a look at those dragon timers. It takes a very long time for the Wolves to usually get this one. They're not too worried. It's their average, but Soren, he's going in. Chaos Storm's down. He has to flash away from this. Rainover gets on the run. The teleport comes in from Huni. The axes are flying. They've targeted out Airwax. Let's see if they can take him down. Another teleport flashing on in, looking for Soren. Wild growth on the Olaf, and he He should be able to secure first blood. There it goes. Still running through. Febivin providing extra fire. A double kill for Reignover. The Olaf is going wild. Ragnar rock and roll. And Unlimited goes down as the rest of Fnatic collapse around. Reignover finally falls.
And this is why Huni is the carry of Fnatic. A fight breaks loose, initiated by the Copenhagen Wolves in the mid lane.
Goodbye.
And Huni arrives with his teleport before Youngbuck even starts channeling his. He gets in there, he gets a two-man wild growth, he takes down somebody else, and he carried that fight so hard for Fnatic, because this is Copenhagen Wolves initiating this play. And Huni reacts quicker than the Copenhagen Wolves' top laners. And you give Fnatic an inch, they'll take a mile. Watch that against us. Look, this is not Fnatic starting this play. They go on even. Look at the teleport right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He lands. And then go back. Now Youngbuck starts coming in. Look at the wild growth. Two-man knockup on Olaf. Exactly what we said was going to happen. Youngbuck hits one guy with ultimate. Bot lane coming in as well. Freezes late to the party. Unlimited flashes in, but there's nothing he can do. And then they somehow keep Reignover alive long enough for them to just convincingly win that fight. Huni gets protected by his teammates. Everybody wants to take the bullet. Eventually Youngbuck drops. And that's... We went from such a stale early game to explosion.
That's a Fnatic game in a nutshell. They bide their time, they wait for a minute, they react quicker, especially Huni on that teleport. And now this Dragon, it should be free. They're taking their time about it. Unlimited is going to send a binding that way, but it'll just help Fnatic secure this one up. First Dragon, first blood, 4 kills to 1. They've got themselves 2,000 gold ahead, Crefo, and this is just looking like a Fnatic game by the numbers to start.
And I wonder, how does this make the Copenhagen Wolves feel? They must regret going for that play, and somewhere along the lines it went wrong. They could have had so much, ended up with so little. They had that advantage, but Reckless is good at playing these losing matchups and just going even, because he knows his team has his back, and he knows eventually Reignover will show up and shadow that lane. And now they're looking for a dive on the bot lane, it seems. Your camera.
There we go, Unlimited, very low, Reignover running on through. You can't stop him when he's Ragnarokkin, and Freeze trying to jump back, heals to stay alive longer. Reignover will take the last tower shot, but he doesn't go down. Again, Fnatic with a successful dive, 2 pickups. He can take a tower from here.
We went from bang on even to 3,000 gold lead at 13 minutes. Roughly a 3-minute span. Fnatic, their foot on the pedal.
They saw what H2K did in their game, and they said, you know what? We can do that too. Yeah, right now they're on pace to do it, but still, Fnatic just master strokes, playing this one out so well in the beginning.
Yeah, completely mirrored, right? You're losing bot lane ever so slightly. Oh, just bring more folks to the party. Dive them. You have Alistar. Press W, press R, and watch that tower hit you 6 times in a row without taking any damage.
Yep. And Huni now strong enough to deal with Youngbuck solo.
Oh,
okay, maybe not. Oh, Wild Growth forces Soren and jumps on in. Whimsy to get away. Emo Play doesn't do enough damage, but Soren closing the gap. He's under tower range, slowed by the Glitter Lance. Does he have a shot? No, Huni misses. Huni.
Huni Houdini manages to escape right there. The crowd, they're loving it.
Youngbuck's in trouble. He has to go under the tower. Yellowstar stopped by the binding, but man, those fancy feet to dodge out Soren's shock blast. What a play.
Oh, what a play. He did everything right to get out of there. A little bit of help on Copenhagen Wolves' side to allow him to escape, but somehow it happens every game, right? We say, who needs a top lane carry? We say, Lulu, nah, you can't carry on that. That's utility. He's not going to play that. Teleports in the mid lane. Full 6 seconds ahead of Youngbuck. Perfect wild growth, and now suddenly he finds himself 0-4.
They threw 3 bans at this guy. First picked away his next favorite champion. And he still does this.
And he still has more champions.
Can you stop this
No,
guy?
you don't. I think people should really stop banning Huni and start looking at hitting other champion pools. Fnatic is so used to having everything open for them. Like this Olaf, like this Alistar. They're now
and they take what they want. It's not your blue buff, that's our blue buff. So, we're just about shy of 15 minutes into the game. Fnatic's got this gold lead of 4,000.
Hang on.
They're going to grab another tower. Well, okay, 4,000 and some change. About 5 now.
Give or take.
Yeah, you know, it's just counting it up. They're trying to match what H2K was able to do earlier. Youngbuck's going to find anything in this crush. But they own this map. Look at the wards. They've got them all over the jungle of Copenhagen Wolves.
Yeah, I love the triple pink ward lineup. Huni,
oh god,
dueling, throwing that pixie in Youngbuck's face.
Help picks.
1,
He's
2.
going to dive the flash.
Nope.
Yeah, yes. Wildgrow. Hello.
Calculated.
Calculated aggression.
Mooney Potter, the boy who lived. Look at those glasses.
Really
Yeah, look at those pink wards that Fnatic has placed in the river right now. They're line number 1, and then they back them up and they give offensive vision to defend those pink wards and just completely control the river. You know, 1, 2, 3 on the left side, 1 more deep in the red jungle too. 1 tower going down here. Copenhagen Wolves, they're back against the wall. Airwax going in.
Febivin targeted by Airwax, who has to turn his attention over to Rainover, who's Ragnarocking, and the Hemo play comes out as Youngbuck joins the fray, but Yellowstar stops him up for just a minute. He's looking
Reckless.
for Febivin. He's gonna go down without getting the kill. The Chaos Storm comes out. Now Soren, Airwax, Unlimited Freeze, all on the run. The ace in the hole. Looks like it was spent. I was wrong about that one, but Airwax going low. They get 1 for none. They keep on pushing another tower. That gold lead just keeps on growing.
And when somebody gets caught, Fnatic presses the panic button and everybody rushes to help their fellow teammates. Yellowstar comes in, fantastic peel, forces Youngbuck to flash aggressively, and he just wants to finish them off. Gets Victor in the face.
You gave credit to Yellowstar in the beginning for having this game plan, having the calm, decisive shot calling.
No, immaculate game.
Immaculate, let's go with that. But Fnatic, as a team, react to it just so quickly. They don't question a thing.
Yeah, look where Hootie is right now, and he somehow, I think he managed to find his way into this fight. Youngbuck teleports in for the flank. Febivin, he has such good awareness because he gets flying from the top, yet he flashes to the top himself, you know? It's a little contradictory. Hooney's now teleporting in. They force Youngbuck into the choke, and Yellowstar, he has the front. And such good awareness from Fnatic members. Usually when you get flanked from one side, your immediate reaction is to flash to another. You know, get as far away from the threat as you can. Febivin, he's watching his minimap. He says, okay, there's only 1 threat here, 4 below me. Let's just flash up into my teammates, let them help me.
Yeah.
Kill Youngbuck to boot.
And Febivin,
Even more gold.
For as much as he's been targeted this game, they haven't been able to take him down. He's gotten exactly where he needs to on this Victor. It's 17.5 minutes. He's on an item and a half. He's starting to get into a scary picture.
Honestly,
and Copenhagen Wolves can't handle.
You're right when you say that. I often forget about Febivin when I'm watching these games because I'm always looking, you know, as a bot lane main myself, watching the bot lane, and you can't not look at Hooney, the magnificent beast that he is. Febivin is just so consistent in what he brings to the Fnatic lineup. Very rarely will you see him drop the ball to the point where it costs Fnatic, if at all, and fantastic MSI performance as well. He's really grown as a player.
Absolutely, and all of Fnatic, the evolution of this team has just been, well, it's been glorious so far. Dragon up and available, Rainover and Yellowstar with the help of Reckless and Febivin should polish it off nice and quick. Copenhagen Wolves just don't seem to have a reaction. Even if they move out, they're going to be spotted by wards all over the map.
Yeah, and just to further exemplify what Fnatic wants to do with their lineup, they send in Rainover. That's the thing, right? And it looks silly on paper, but then eventually they want to buff him up with Wildgrow, use the proxy slow from Hooney, and to facilitate Rainover getting in there, well, the Gromp battle ensues. They build 2 movement speed items. In addition to On the Hunt, they have Righteous Glory, Talisman of Ascension. Fnatic want to fight, they will get it. There is no way the Wolves can outrun them. Unless they have 5 acceleration gates from Jason. Even then, so much move speed on the lineup, which makes up for the lack of hard CC other than the Pulverize. And then eventually the Wildgrow combo.
Yeah, and they've got that. We've already seen it once happen with Rainover just runs headlong into the team, and the moment they start chasing him down, or rather jumping on him, Hooney just pops the Wildgrowth. Yellowstar gonna take a shock blast, but he's a big cow. He'll get over it. Copenhagen Wolves don't really have any control over these lanes. They're going to try to get a bit back in the top. Youngbuck's pushing against the tier 1 tower. Finally, he'll get a little help from Unlimited, but he's got to back away. This isn't safe against Fnatic.
Yeah, they don't have control because they didn't play to their strengths. They didn't have to brawl or fight. They had to scale, group up, and poke. With their composition, what they want to do is avoid fights. They want to put Fnatic in a position where they are poked so hard, get out vision controlled, and lose their objectives without taking any kills or deaths in the process. That's what the Wolves wanted to do with their first 4 picks. Then they added the Vladimir, which gave it a bit of a team fight component later on, but I feel it could have been a different pick. It went even in the lane, but didn't really mesh well with the Wolves lineup. They don't have this dive type of comp, right? Caitlyn wants to siege and poke, put the traps. Morgana wants to defensively use the binds. Echo wants to lure people in and then re-engage eventually, or have the disengage zone with the W, but Jason and Caitlyn are the main parts of this composition. They wanted to poke, but we've never seen Copenhagen Wolves poke.
They haven't been able to do it. The lane phase was all they really thought about, and it seemed that Fnatic fully punished them. Baron has now hit the field. We're 20 minutes in. We know Fnatic, they're one of those teams that will just go for it when they're up enough. You usually don't get it till about 27.5 in, a little longer Copenhagen Wolves, but that team is not in a position to try and even stop a Baron at this point.
Fnatic is just going to pressure the Wolves until they're absolutely sure that all the wards are gone. Keep this pressure up for a while. Reckless aggressively taking that binding.
Chunk kind of unlimited. Rainover goes around the side. Airwax looks to catch him, but he doesn't give as good as he gets. Fnatic still trying to polish off this tower.
Oh, and they can rotate to mid.
Minions in the mid. Yeah, they can just move that way. Airwax goes in. Goes at the Time Winder, slows down Yellowstar, but Copenhagen Wolves are grouped up here. They can't get much done. Meanwhile, the tower's going down.
And that's exactly what they need to do. They put two members in between, saying either you stop us here and you come poke us and you give up the tower, or we just facilitate the rotation to the mid lane, take your inhibitor. Copenhagen Wolves have a couple of wards spread out. 2 minutes left on most of them, but darkness in the Baron pit.
Fnatic looks to maybe take their time about this one, trying to bait it out while Huni goes down and clears out bot wave. He's got teleport up. He'll be able to get into the fight if needed. Copenhagen Wolves could be walking into a trap.
And they're fine waiting Huni's TP out. Most teams, or some teams, will go for a 5-man bait here. Fnatic know that 4 is enough with the teleport from Huni in the flank or in the back, and they don't want to lose that massive wave on the bot lane. Right now they're fine doing nothing with some of their members, but they always respect the minion waves. They don't allow themselves to get rotated on in the mid lane if this bait fails. They say, okay, they're not biting immediately. Well, let's push out our lanes first and try again. Some teams you see trying to bait too long and then get rotated upon in the mid lane like they could have done here, you know. They haven't dropped a single tier 1 tower in the mid or bot lane, even though that's where the most turret pressuring champions are, Jace and Caitlyn.
And honestly, that top tower was really only taken because of the insane amount of pressure they tried to put on Huni, which, by the way, didn't net a kill.
Yeah, Campbell should still buff her teammates.
22 minutes on the clock. Fnatic are now about 9,000 gold ahead of the Copenhagen Wolves.
Massive.
It's huge. We thought the lead against H2K was big. I mean, Fnatic, once again, they just are able to do it the same as well. They continue to apply pressure all over the map. Copenhagen Wolves do grab a bit of vision around Baron, but they'll be able to sense if Fnatic do try to rush it, but Fnatic don't need to. They have no need to make any rash decisions because they have complete control of this game and they're not letting go.
Yeah, watch Huni pushes down mid lane, pops Whimsy, moves down to the bot lane. Immediately wants to push that again. Feberman takes over the mid lane then in regard. Reckless is still solo pushing top lane. Has the backup vision around the Wolves to safely do that up until the point where the tier tower used to be. So he has offensive pressure all the way into the enemy side of the map. Feberman is respecting the zone control. He's not going any farther. He doesn't have the vision to do so. Huni knows he's unlikely to get camped by more people right there in the bottom lane, so he can overextend because if more, it takes about two people at least to kill Huni. That's enough for Fnatic to start the Baron. So
and it's worked.
It looks so easy for them. Everything is done with great calculation and with great foresight.
That foresight may well net them this game. They do win this one in a row, 8-0.
Well on their way to the biggest win streak.
Yeah, that record 9 that Fnatic of 2013 was Spring holds that one.
Here we go.
They might want to replicate that as we start to see them chasing down Freeze. He's knocked over and taken down. Huni on the chase, looks for Soren. Airwax comes around the side. Wild growth on Huni to get a little CC action in there. And Fnatic are running wild all over these Wolves. Airwax, all they can do to try and get away. Meanwhile, Soren, Rainover, chunks him down, throws the axe into his back. And now Youngbuck has to pull away. They've lost 2 members. They've lost some flashes. They've lost it all, and Fnatic are paying for this Baron.
Zero hesitation on the hunt. Righteous Glory, Talisman of Ascension, all used to close that gap. Flying from Huni, he hurts the sheep, sends some of them left, sends some of them right. Throws himself in as a one-man bomb. Flashes aggressively and uses Wild Growth. And yeah, Yellowstar wants to
stop that from
play ping pong with Airwax. That's all he has to do right now. Knock him out.
Well, and they've got enough damage without him. They don't need the cow for sure. He'll just hang around the side. Airwax is looking to make a massive gap close. If this would be a Baron, still it'll be a.
They don't know where he is. Now they do.
They know where he is. Parallel Convergence comes down. The Polymorph comes in.
Ooh, he misses.
Oh, Youngbuck's there. Airwax is in the pit. This could happen. Reckless, or rather Rainover shut down, but he has to jump over. Airwax looks to take down Huni. The Baron might have been a mistake as they took a little bit too much time. That's a double kill going over to Airwax. Febiven, meanwhile, is still able to clean up 2 of his own. But that could have been a lot worse. Airwax jumps in and Reckless outplays the heck out.
If you're wondering what's happened or what happened there, Yellowstar was looking for the WQ combo. He thought he was in range, so he popped his Q, but he did it too early. So he basically hit the floor. Then, let's watch this again. I'll explain it once you actually see it. So Hex comes down. This is good. He messes up his combo to the point where he presses Q, and it's like, oh, crap, you know, I have to W him out of there. But then Airwax does a smart thing. He dashes in aggressively, and this forces the W from Yellowstar to alter the direction, and he knocks him in the pit by accident. Cleans up some kills, and then of course Echo can rewind time and get out of there. So unfortunate interaction, but still Fnatic. Big lead here. This could have been a throw. The game was even, but props to Airwax though. Single-handedly stopping a Baron, getting 2 kills, forcing a Summoner heal on Reckless. Good play.
Yeah, did what they could in the moment. Nonetheless, they still find themselves down 10,000 gold. Fnatic eyeballing the Dragon, but the Baron is more important
Evan's
here.
like, guys, can I solo this? I'm like, no, just go mid
I
lane.
need you this time.
Clear waves. Don't do it. Get greedy.
So rare mistake from Fnatic, but now they go ahead and start to force this Baron once again. Do they have the damage all together? There is an Airwax around the side. Baron's taking a little time.
They don't want to finish this. They just want to draw into wolves. They're going to pop on the hunt, and they're going to go.
Airwax is around the back. There's on the hunt. There they turn their attention.
Here we go.
Unlimited is going to be the one. Young Buck as well soon to follow. He's able to execute his ultimate, but that is at a grievous cost. As now Soren being chased down. Huni will pick him up. Who says Lulu can't carry? 2-3 for 0 in favor of Fnatic, and it's right back to Baron.
And now they want to find Airwax. They know he's long in the back line. They know he wants to steal it. So he's like, okay, we'll bring it down to 5,000 gold. Come closer, Wolves. Come stop us. Pop all those movement speed steroids, and you can't outrun that. Now Airwax, he's not trying to flank, but they know where he is. I doubt Fnatic will make the same mistake.
There we go. Airwax can't get involved. The Chaos Storm's down. Airwax is just burning away. He's going to jump back, rewind time. Can't make that outplay, though. Febivin knocks him down, and this Baron will be an easy cleanup for Fnatic. Oh, they are just doing so many things right here, Crepo.
Yep, everything going right. One tiny mistake from Yellowstar, but in the gist of things, triple speed up steroid. Look at how quick they're going. They're rolling over. Soren, you can't stop that OF. Nobody can stop him. You have to kill him, but he's too tanky, too much base damage.
It doesn't matter if he's melee range. He's just too fast.
He's just too fast. Coming out of this play, Yellowstar 0-0 in 10 here. Supporting his way to the Fnatic squad. Fantastic shot calling too, because you don't see that. You don't know who's making these calls.
Oh, good lord. That is not
Dragon.
your Baron, or that is not your Dragon, Copenhagen Wolves. That is Fnatic's Dragon.
Yep. We'll take this, we'll take that, take your jungle, we'll take your tower. We'll take this victory, is what Fnatic is saying.
Well on their way to it. 18 kills to 3. The gold lead just keeps spiraling out of the Copenhagen Wolves' control. Another tower should be Fnatic's in just a moment. With this, they'll have knocked down the entire inner ring without losing 2 of their outers.
It's so weird to see so many Caitlyn's come back because she got buffed, but it was a very minor buff. If you look at what changed, let's touch on that a little later as we see Fnatic
They knocked these down too fast.
knock these down too fast.
Inhibitors now being fired on. 28 minutes in, Fnatic looking to close this one out nice and early. It's the hole blocked by Reckless. So with that, Fnatic back off with the Baron buff still in tow. Copenhagen Wolves, they've got to move fast, but this game is very much out of their hands.
Yeah, headshot got buffed a little bit on that Caitlyn. Every 8th or later on 7th, later on 6th auto attack, you get a headshot. And it deals a little more damage against targets with a lot of armor, but that really doesn't help Caitlyn all that much in my opinion.
Not in this situation.
I mean, yes, you do a little more damage with tanks, but that means you need to hit tanks multiple times to do that, and you can't afford that against this Fnatic lineup. You don't have time.
There goes the convergence. Airwax, he jumps on in. He rewinds time, but he is nearly blown up. Reckless, Hemoplague on him, and now Youngbuck could look to try and pick him off, but the rest of Fnatic are here. Reckless goes on in. Wild Growth is on him. Doesn't have the damage. Can't quite get the crit, but they've still got the tower taken down. Fnatic give up no one. They'll be able to secure another in him and keep on going if they want, but they'll smartly back away once
And
again.
the Copenhagen Wolves wish they could rewind time, not 4 seconds, but about 20 minutes to back before they went for that aggressive play in the mid lane, where Huni teleported in, picked himself up 3 or 4 assists, and
Well, at least Airwax is having fun.
the joys of
Playing
fun.
Youngbuck is gonna try.
TLDR, the Wolves done goofed in the early game, and Fnatic give him an inch and they will snowball the game, make it an avalanche, and take yet another win. 8 in a row.
All those wards Fnatic has in the Copenhagen Wolves base. You've got Youngbuck down on the bottom side trying to push back the dead inhibitor wave. There's Huni going to be pushing in the mid. Airwalk sent to deal with him now.
Alright, they're flanking on Freeze.
Freeze Unlimited finds
2
Yellow
seconds.
Star.
2 seconds.
He's gone. Fenivin with the godlike kill. 7-0 and 5. Huni now looking to make the play onto Airwax, who's Forced a flash away just to try and stay alive here. Rainover and Huni with the wild growth on the chase. The help picks and the glitter lands. Huni picks him up, and now this looks like the end game for Fnatic. We don't need inhibitor turrets. Okay, I guess maybe we do.
Deny
Let the minions do
the
it.
showing of his mathematic capabilities. Count to 5 and then polarize as the black shield goes down, but Trevor says nope. From 100 to 0 in 1 second.
Might be just again. Reckless chases Spirit all the way back. There's the Chaos Storm. It's going to follow Youngbuck onto the fountain, and it's going to take him down. It's Reckless who gets the Boomerang blade to finish the job. Meanwhile, Nexus turret fired down. Febiven manages to barely stay alive before being taken out by Freeze, but that